What's up, guys? My name's Scott. I'm 30 years old. I live in eastern coastal North Carolina, and I want to tell you guys about my story and my plan. I tried to do this once already with like bullet points, and I wanted to say the perfect thing and then just kind of stitch it together. There's too much nervous energy, and I just want to kind of say what I want to do here, the plan, and I hope that it'll help other people. The main reason I want to do this is to help me, but if I can help other people with my message and my process and plan, that would be even better. So again, my name's Scott. I went to college at UNCW, which is University of North Carolina at Wilmington. And I moved from Charlotte to Wilmington, moved into the dorms my freshman year at 18. And 2 days later, there was a freshman beach event where thousands of people on a beach, the size of the beach access for this event was probably a football field long. And me and my really good friend and our new dorm mate were throwing me in the air, like throwing me really high in the air to do backflips. And I did 2 of them. And they were like, oh, yeah, no, that's enough. I was like, no, let's do 1 more. So can't blame anyone but myself. They threw me in the air the 3rd time, and I came down on my head. I was only in like 2-3 feet of water. So coming down on my head, I crushed it. And I broke my C4 and C5. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, wore a neck brace for about 6 months. My own family was telling me to skip the first semester of school, and I was like, no, I want to go to UNCW. That's where I've always wanted to go. I'm going. So I went there for like 6 months with a neck brace, and it was cool. I was the kid on the basketball court playing basketball, and they were like, look at this kid playing basketball with a neck brace on. It was kind of funny. But anyway, I was prescribed Percocet for a year. And obviously after a couple weeks, couple months, I learned, I could not take it in the morning and take double the dose at night, or even worse, skip 2 doses and take 3 doses at once. And doing that, I learned about how it'll make you feel if you take a lot of it. So about a year later, the doctor stops prescribing it to me. My neck brace is off. My neck is fused back together. I should be mostly good. And he took me off, and I was good. I didn't have any withdrawals. I was all right. Sophomore year in college, though, me and some buddies are out, I think, buying a little bit of ganja. Ganja. Do people use that word anymore? Weed, whatever you want to call it. And some guy was like, hey, I got Percocet or oxycodone or whatever they called it. And I was like, oh shit, let me get some of those. So I ended up getting some. No big deal at first, because like, you're in college, you experiment. But that feeling that I used to get came back to me, and that fed and fed and fed. And anyway, to make this not too long, 3 days later I was doing heroin. I started out snorting it, but eventually I was putting it in my arm with a needle. Things were really bad. Somehow I graduated UNCW with a 3.0 GPA, got my finance degree. Somehow got through all that, but another 3 years after I graduated, I was still on heroin. I had a best friend die because of it. I called him on New Year's Eve and said, hey, come out, we're all going out to party. He said, no, I got work at 7 a.m. So when I got off of work, I got a call from my ex-girlfriend that said that Jared had passed away. That's my friend that I was talking about. And that was my first wake-up call. I went to rehab for 30 days, and that helped. I learned a lot. But within 2 months after getting out of rehab, I had started maybe doing a Xanax and then drinking too much, and that led me right back to where I was, doing heroin, doing opiates, Percocet, whatever, anything I could get my hands on. I'd literally be thinking about it all day. Like, it was a legit addiction. And I'm conservative, who normally feels like, you pick yourself up by the bootstraps and you get things done. It's up to you. But after going through the addiction for 6 years, I have a lot of sympathy for those people on the street that are begging for money, because addiction is a lot harder than you think. And I'm lucky that I don't have depression layered over the addiction, because if I had depression layered over it, I don't think I'd ever would have come out of it. I also have a good family and support system. But anyway, to get where I'm going, I was back on heroin for another 4 months after I got clean from the first rehab. And I called my parents. I was on the heroin, and I had just gotten some from in the hood in Wilmington. I called my parents and I was like, "Hey, I haven't seen y'all in a while. I'd like to hang out. Can we get together?" They said yes, of course. Now, me in my head, I knew I was back where I started, and it was a waste of $16,000 rehab, and I think I was finally ready to quit. So I went to my parents' house that day, and we took a boat ride, and I told them, I don't know if they knew or they didn't know, but I told them, I said, I'm back on drugs, I'm back on Percocet, heroin, whatever I can get my hands on, and, I don't think I need to be in Wilmington anymore. And they live about an hour away, but I had their total support, and they let me live with them for about 18 months. And that's when I quit. I've been clean for almost 4.5 years now, and a lot of it has to do with that day. I remember getting in the car with a stranger that rode his bike around Wilmington. He was probably homeless, and he helped me get the drugs. And then we did the drugs together in the car, and I called my parents after that. That was the day. But I'm still an addict. And this is what I'm addicted to. Suboxone. Buprenorphine/naloxone. And the whole point of this vlog, hopefully I'm going to do it about 2 days a week for the start, and then maybe more frequently towards the end, because I've been taking it for 4.5 years now, and I take about a quarter of a pill twice a day, so half a pill a day. And the doctor prescribes 2 a day to most people. I don't know if that's a doctor money thing. I don't want to get into that, but all I ever needed from the start was a quarter. And I've thought to myself, is this something I can do forever? And I thought to myself, yeah, I could. And it's way better than the life that I was living, but I could also get off of it. And some of the problems that it leads you with like not having it for a whole day and you need it. Like, I don't want to have a medicine that I rely on. So that's why I want to quit. And I plan on vlogging, my journey of quitting. Like I said, it'll probably be twice a week, maybe even once a week early on. But as I've told you, this whole 4 years, I've taken a quarter of a pill twice a day, so half a pill a day. And starting right now, I think what I need to do is take the smallest quarter till I'm out of quarters, and then go from there. I will basically go to an eighth, go to a 16th, and go to a powder. But I just got my newest prescription, and it's 60 of them. So I'm figuring 60 of them should last me at least 250 days if I'm going to get off of it, because I'll be at such a low amount towards the end that it's going to last a long time. But I plan on documenting this journey, like I said, once a week to begin with, because I'm not too far away from what I've been used to taking. But once I get down to that lower amount, I'll get to 3 times a week, 4 times a week, let you know how I'm feeling, let you know what I'm doing throughout the day to help me feel better and look forward positively with my future, and just be a positive person, because when you're coming off of something like this, it's going to make you feel shitty. It's going to make you not want to get out of bed in the morning. But I want to hold myself accountable, number one. And by doing that, I think is doing this. And I'm not going to post this on YouTube for weeks and weeks and weeks and not do it. So hopefully this helps me, and this helps someone else around me. I'll be back on in the next couple days to kind of show you a little bit more about the logistics of it, what the milligram I plan on taking, how I'm going to cut them up and know how much I'm taking, that kind of stuff, and hopefully tell you a story, make you laugh here and there. I just wanted the introduction done today in under 10 minutes, and I'm right at it. But thanks for listening, and I hope you guys follow this. If you have family or yourself has a history with Suboxone or addiction at all, and I look forward to continuing this and seeing where it takes me. Thanks for watching. Bye.